Okay, so Cyno is on his way in 3.1, but before he shows up, I just wanted to demonstrate a mechanic that I think is going to be really, really useful for him, and is probably a reason why you definitely, absolutely want to build EM on him. We're here with Tighnari and Yae and Miko. So, the reason why I'm using Yae and Miko is because Yae and Miko actually has something that is very relevant and very similar to what Cyno has. If we were to use Yae and Miko's normal attacks, and we're doing around about 4k, 3k on her, you know, regular attacks, and then under aggravates, an aggravate crit is going up to 12k, which is around about an 8k difference. 11k, so from 3 to 4k to about 11 to 12k. So that's about an 8k difference. Awesome. You would therefore think, because it is effectively a flat damage bonus, that these towers are going to go from 12k to 20k. And you know what? In a previous video they did. But now they're going to 25k. From 12k to 25k. That is a 13k difference, as opposed to the 8k difference. So, now comes the big question. Why is this happening? Well, let's have a look. It has, I think, everything to do with Yae and Miko's Ascension 4 passive talent. For every point of elemental mastery that Yae and Miko possesses, it will increase her turret damage by 0.15%. Now, this is very important. What I think is happening is that the 275 EM that is coming from Yae and Miko's build, which I think should get me around about 40% damage bonus. What I think is happening is not only are the turrets getting that damage bonus as part of the Ascension 4 passive, but because it is a damage bonus, it is also being calculated into Aggravate. Meaning that if you stack Elemental Mastery on someone like Yae and Miko, in order to use this particular Ascension 4 passive, you are double dipping on that Ascension 4 passive. And everyone loves double dipping. Sometimes. But this is of course going to be very important because what does Cyno have? Cyno also has an Ascension 4 passive that reads, quote, Cyno's damage values will be increased based on his Elemental Mastery as follows. His ult normal attack damage, i.e. the normal attacks coming from his ultimate state, they are increased by 125% of his Elemental Mastery, and on top of that, the Duskstalker bolt damage that comes from his passive talent from his Ascension 1 passive is increased by 250% of his Elemental Mastery. So, what does that mean? It essentially means that if you were to put EM onto your Cyno build, then you should be getting quite a lot of extra damage on his normal attacks from his ultimate. And not only that, you're going to be getting even more of an aggravate bonus. So when it comes to figuring out, do I want to use an EM sand or an attack sand on Cyno, for example, I think the best way is to still use the EM sand, provided you can maintain the same amount of normal unaggravated damage on Cyno. My Yae and Miko build, running an EM sand, her turrets are actually doing a bit less damage than when they were using an attack sand. My normal attacks and my ultimate are effectively losing out on some damage because they're not affected by Yae and Miko's Ascension 4 passive. But her turrets are still doing the same amount of damage, more or less. What is very interesting to see is that instead of going from around about 11.5k, I think, or around about 12k to only 20,000 damage on her aggravate crits, which is a similar damage bonus on the aggravate crits compared to her normal attack aggravate crits, it's now going from 12k to 25k because I think of that EM bonus, the EM damage bonus as part of her Ascension passive. So if you build a lot of EM on Cyno, in order to maintain the amount of damage that you normally would if you were to use an attack sand instead, then I think you're going to get even more value from Cyno when he aggravate crits, or just when he aggravates in general, because the damage bonus coming in from aggravate is also going to dip into that damage bonus that is coming from his Ascension 4 passive. How much damage that's going to be? We'll find out when he shows up. But I'm pretty excited to see what kind of crazy shenanigans we can get up to with Cyno. Let me know what you think with all of us in the comments below. You can, of course, really just whole ham into this with Cyno. by using some other characters. For example, we have Sucrose. Kaz is also a good choice. The main question then becomes like, okay, how do we try to maintain these bonuses because of the duration of his ult? We'll figure that. We'll cross that bridge when we cross that bridge. Okay. So now we have, how much EM do we have on Yae Miko now? 526 EM. So we're going, so I think my turrets are now doing like 18k to 42k! Stack, not just, you know, EM bonuses, but also VBs and shenanigans like that. I think you're going to get quite a lot of value out of Cyno. And then we'll just have to figure out timings and stuff. But we're going from 18k to 32k. Something like that. But that's gonna be it. Let me know if they've got all this in the comments below. How do you feel like building Cyno? Are you even going to get Cyno? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!